Hello everybody, welcome into Rock Painting 101. Today I just have a quick little fun paint pen hack. I've shared this before, but I wanted to do a fun different application for it, and since it was live before, I don't know how many of y'all actually saw it when I filmed it. It didn't turn out well for me to upload it over on YouTube, so I've never made it onto YouTube, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it again today. As you're joining in, feel free to say hi and where you're watching from if you'd like to. So I'm using 1M Posca pens today for this design. I do like using the extra fine tip. I find better than the larger tips because these ones have the plastic style nibs on the top of them, so I feel like it's just easier to keep your pens nice and clean. But I'm going to show you here. I'll bring this up close. See how we're blending from one color to another seamlessly right on this stone. I love it on black. Black is also very forgiving because if you base coat a rock with black acrylic paint, I just got regular black acrylic paint. If you make a mistake or you really don't like how your handwriting looked on that, just paint over it and try again. It's just the easiest way to go about it. I'm not doing any fancy lettering as you can see on this, but since we have this fun blend of colors, it makes it really unique and fun. So, and I love color pop on a black stone, especially once you seal it. It really looks pretty. So, a couple of quick tips. Again, these are Posca, so they're water-based paint pens. That's the main thing. Even if you have a different brand, you can give this a try. If they're water-based paint pens is the main thing. The tips can be blended together. They can also actually be removed too in case for some reason it doesn't come off, but I'll show you from start to finish. I've done multiple like this. I'm not worried about it touching my pens. One thing I will suggest is to go from darker style colors to light. You'll see I'm ending with my yellow on the right hand side. That just works well, I've seen, to make sure your pens go back to their normal color the best. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So you'll wanna kind of break apart your word so that you have a section of each one of your colors. So on my Y, I just did the left stripe of that Y in the blue to get started. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lay that down like that. Now you're gonna go to your next color and you want to put the color on top that you want it to start with. So I've got my pink pen and I'm gonna put my blue right tip to tip, right just on the tip, just enough so you can see a dot of blue on there. And then you're gonna go right into your Y and it will start blue and you'll see it fade right back to pink again. And then I'm gonna do half of my O here. And then we're gonna do the same thing. I want to start with pink, so I'm gonna put the pink on the tip of my yellow. And then we'll start right in that dot that we left and continue our O. And go on to our next letter. And by the time I get to the end, we're back to our plain yellow on there. There might be a little hint, you can doodle it off on paper, but that's also why I do the polka dots at the end. It will help flow through any of that secondary color that might be on there. So I'm gonna go down to my second word here. I made my Y extra long, so I might overlap just a little bit with my blue here. But for my R, since we have one extra letter, you can do a little bit more of each color. So we'll go right on here and we'll do the line down and we'll do our top arch of our R like that. And again, we want to start with blue, so blue goes on the tip of the pink. And we can start right in there and come down. And then we can do a little bit more of this O. We'll complete this O in our pink. And then let's just go right into, well, we'll start our C in pink so that we get a little bit of that. Pink on the tip of the yellow. There we go. And I can come back and add a little more pink on the top of that. And then finish up our K. And as you can see from this one, what I did last is I went around and just added some dots. So if there's any residual color left on the tip of your paint pen, you can doodle it off on paper normally too, if it doesn't work with your design, but I thought it's kind of fun to add a little bit more of the color around your rock. And you just kind of go around all these different letters. Let's add a little bit more to the top of this C here. There we go. And like I said, doing this on a black base coat is great because it's very forgiving. If you came in a little bit later, I'd like the black because if you don't like how your writing looks, you can paint over the entire thing and completely start over. Look at that, I doodled off to the side. It's kind of a habit for me to doodle with my pens to make them flowing. But as you can see, all of my colors are back to normal. You don't see any green dots happening, or I guess it wouldn't be green because we didn't go that way, or purple dots, you know, they all went right back to normal. So how fast and cute are those? So it's just something different that you can try with your paint pens if you have paint pens around. Again, if you're joining in late, they need to be water-based paint pens. That way the colors can blend on the tips like that. I've never tried it with oil-based. The only reason why I say that is if for some reason you don't doodle off the tip and you get pen ink in there, it will flow through, or you can even put water on the tip. But see, we're all the way back to blue. You can tell I accidentally put the wrong lid on this one. We've got a little bit of yellow there. So make sure you put the appropriate lids back on your pens when you're finished, so that going on to your next project, just checking the other ones to make sure I did, you're ready to go. So fast and easy. I'm already done for the day. I see people that are just popping in now, so you'll have to catch the replay. Super quick and easy. If you do need paint pens, I did leave a link to our Amazon shop up above, so you can go and look around. These are the extra fine tip. Like I said, I like using these ones for this technique the best because they have the plastic tips as opposed to, let's see if I've got a bigger one over here. Of course I don't. The felt style tips, you can still do it with those. I've done it with the felt style tips. It just takes a little bit longer for you to get the opposite color of ink off of your pens. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for the hearts and shares and likes. Make sure you're following along with the page, and I'll be back next week with something else fun and new for you to try here, especially for beginners, but if you are just looking for something new too. Bye-bye.